Today we'll be building a gamer keyboard, and gamers don't use chill music, so we need to go hardcore. This is the Dierya DK61. It is a $50 US, 60% mechanical keyboard that uses optical switches. For ultimate gaming, it features a 60% layout with PVT double shot keycaps that are shine through because, you know, RGB gamer mode. It uses a Type-C connection, allows for 4 profile layers, allows macro recording and anti-ghosting. Oh wait, I forgot to show what's included other than the keyboard. So you get your basic stuff, you know, like some extra switches, a braided USB-C cable, and your keycap and switch puller. Alright, so gamers do speedrun, so I'm gonna do a speedrun of me removing the keycaps. Okay, that was pretty intense. Anyway, it is a hot-swappable keyboard that is for optical switches, has per key RGB, so I started off with disassembling it. I actually found out there's actually foam in the case, although it is kind of thin, like really thin. You can literally see through it. Alright, so optical switches. This part is a little bit more serious because I'm just gonna do a comparison between a normal switch and an optical switch. Opening up the switches, they are pretty similar. All you have to do is apply some pressure from the top on your switch opener. So internally, they do have the same 4 components: top and bottom housing, stem and spring. We're gonna start with the similarities. Top housing is exactly the same, no difference, just that the Echo switch uses Kale housing, but otherwise it's similar to a normal Gateron switch. As for the spring, I mean, they are both just springs, so we're gonna move on to the differences. Alright, so we're gonna move on to the stem. As you can see, the optical switch has no prongs or teeth to the stem. But on a normal switch, you can see these prongs, these 2 prongs and 2 teeth sticking out of the stem, which helps actuate on a normal switch. They both use different actuation methods, which brings me to the bottom housing. The normal switch has what we call a gold leaf. As for the bottom of the bottom housing, the normal switch has pins, which we use to install into our PCB. So, actuation in a normal switch happens when the prongs or the teeth of the stem come into contact with the gold leaves, which means it actuates. But the optical switch doesn't have any prongs or gold leaves. Instead, it just goes through and appears at the bottom of the point of installation, which will come into contact with the PCB. You see these 2 white things on the PCB? A laser will be there when the keyboard is on, and whenever the stem is being pressed down, the laser will go to the other side and it will actuate. As for lubing optical switches, it is the same as usual, just few strokes to the housing and stem and you are done. Even if you're a gamer making a gamer keyboard, you still need to make it sound good, so I lubed all of them with Krytox 205 grade 0. And I forgot to mention that this keyboard uses plate mounted stabilizers, and these stabilizers are as normal as it can get. It is like any other keyboard you can find out there. After installing all of the switches, I tape modded it. If you want to know more mods, you can check out this video up here. I put the whole thing back together, and yeah, time for the keycaps. Guys, do you really think I was gonna build a gamer keyboard without putting keycaps? These are from Saba Keys, thanks, and the packaging is actually really good, just saying. Alright, I've come to the end of the video. This was kind of troll, but on a real note, Dierya, thanks for sending over the keyboard. If you guys are interested, it actually costs about $50 and I'll leave the link down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you want, you can comment a game you have played before, and if you have ever played a game, you must subscribe. So yeah, I'll see you guys. Peace!